All right, everybody, what is going on? We are going to be hopping into another showcase here for FRIEZA. We're going to be hopping into the Kid BUU fight with him. We do have a rainbowed friend here who is at level 10 links. A full crit build is a little bit curious. Don't really know why you would give this guy full crit. If anyone can explain this to me, leave me a comment below explaining the full crit build. I don't really get that one. You know, I get the additional for sure. I understand, but this guy has he pretty much gets, depending on the enemy that you're facing, he can get like a huge amount of crit in his passive, if not guaranteed. So not sure why you would give him a ton of crit here. Now, I did actually already beat this. I beat this stage with this team, and I posted the clip on Twitter earlier. So I do want to show that real quick to you guys. Here it is. We got this done. Here's the run right here. I just wanted to pull this up real quick and show it. Hopefully that's, yeah, I don't think this is coming through for you guys anyway. So yeah, we pop the active skill, you know, FRIEZA drops the bomb, pretty much does Kid BUU in. We blow up the planet. Oof, got a little crunchy right there. 19 million crit. He broke the one attack that was in slot 1 right there. And it, you can see like right there, you see the one attack from Kid BUU. So he ended up breaking that. He had tiny amount of health left. I put FRIEZA in slot 1 and we won. So anyway, I have already gotten the run completed with this team, so I'm expecting great things out of them again here. Again, not really sure what's going on with this friend unit here, but you know, that's their prerogative, not mine. If you guys want to see the build, I'll go ahead and show it, but I do have a interesting opening rotations here. But I should have, by the time this video comes out, I should have my, it's not a like rainbow video, but I have my showcase up for FRIEZA that shows my build. But I went 21 additional, 1 crit, and 21 dodge is what I went with on my FRIEZA. So let's go ahead, we'll play the intro, and let's get this fight started. Okay, so here's the good news, right? We know for a fact that Kid BUU is not supering on this turn. Kid BUU in this first form right here in his STR phase, he is scripted, so we know for a fact that he is not supering, so we can get away with doing something like this, where we float Hirudegarn off, maybe keep Baby on rotation like this. It'll be a little bit risky keeping Baby on rotation, but I think we'll be okay. We do have Big Bad Boss's Thirst for Conquest active for FRIEZA right here. We're at 400k at the start of turn. We'll take a little bit of damage, I think, from Kid BUU. I forget how hard this guy hits. I should probably go ahead and pull up the event info. I don't have this one memorized quite yet, so it'd probably be a good idea to have that up for reference here whenever I'm making decisions like this in a showcase stage where I do have limited attempts. So looks like Kid BUU hits for 650k, so I think we might take a little bit of damage right here, but not too much. And it's only 2 attacks, so we should be fine. Hirudegarn, we're going to push onto this other rotation. We'll be fine on the very first turn because we do have FRIEZA there to hold that slot 1 down. That's kind of the issue with FRIEZA's team, is that he's not a slot 1 unit, so you do have to find other slot 1 units to kind of take that place. Amand and Raisin starting out in slot 7 isn't going to be the best, and I may be better off actually just leaving Hirudegarn here and keeping him in slot 1 instead. But I don't know that I really trust this guy in slot 1 against FRIEZA, or against Kid BUU either, so let's just go with this for now. I think I'm making the best decision to win here. Let's go ahead and grab those, and we'll grab the Int Orbs for Hirudegarn again. I think we'll take a little bit of damage here, but hopefully not too much. We do have type advantage, so yeah, 69k, 65k, and then we shoot out an 8.45 million. Remember, this is the rainbowed friend unit right here. We do have his intro buff up, so he's going to be capable of doing quite a few super attacks here. Hopefully we get that hidden potential to proc. He is getting crits, but remember that damage in this first phase doesn't really matter too much. because like Kid Buu just I mean, he doesn't like heal it, but we just go into that second phase and he just has a completely new health bar. So the only time damage really matters in this phase is if you think you're going to be able to KO Kid Buu in the first couple of turns. There are a few teams out there that can do it, but I have found it to be pretty like far, or like it's not common that you're just KOing this Kid Buu in the first 2 turns, right? Like the Power Beyond Super team, or Power Beyond Super Saiyan team, I was able to do it pretty easily. But I haven't really found that same luck with other teams.
Golden FRIEZA とでも言いましょうか?
All right, I think I'm actually going to, depending, yeah, okay, so we only have 2 attacks in slot 1 right here, so at least before we attack. So I think what I'm going to do is float off Golden FRIEZA. He does have 90% damage reduction here, which is really good, but with Rudigarn coming onto this rotation, I don't really need to keep him around for the slot 1 viability, and he'll take the least amount of damage from the super attack on this turn because, again, he is at 90% damage reduction. So let's go ahead and grab these orbs right here. Again, my FRIEZA will probably take a little bit more damage. We're close to the same defensive level, but we're probably going to take about 80k or so right here, 80 to 90. Because mine is only at 79%, so I can show you guys my build real quick just to show you what I was talking about at the beginning. 21 additional, 21 dodge, and 1 crit. I do think this is a much more balanced build for him. The only reason I have the 1 crit here is because I like to have a number in this box. I just don't like to see it grayed out, so that's why that's there. And then also, I mean, it was just on this equip. I've been grinding the new Whis event really heavily with my auto clicker. If you guys haven't seen my auto clicker guide, go check that out. But yeah, if you're on an Android device, I mean, you can do like me and just set it up to run overnight like I did, wake up and have a bunch of equipments that you can throw on somebody like this FRIEZA, which is exactly what I did. All of these equipments that I got, I believe I got from that, like from the Whis equipment events. So that is pretty good, right? Again, level 10 links, we are ready to go right here. So 79% is like pretty much what you're going to see out of the unit. You're not going to see their absolute highest stats. Obviously, their attack stats are going to go up rainbowed and their defensive stats are going to go up rainbowed, but you still get to kind of see like the full skeleton of the unit once they're at 79%. So that's kind of why whenever I summon, that's generally what I shoot for. In this instance, I was actually happy with FRIEZA at 55%. But I decided to go for an extra copy, or, well, I didn't go for extra copies. I ended up getting extra copies in an attempt to chase Deborah, actually. I was unable to pull Deborah, and I thought, not that he's, like, vital to FRIEZA's success, but, you know, he is a pretty important unit for him, so you can see right here, my FRIEZA is getting up to pretty good offensive stats right here. It does help out that we do have Kid Buu on rotation giving support. Kid Buu, one of the awesome Super Easy A's that they've given us this year. Really, really, really happy with what they did with Super Easy A's. My expectations for them were so low. You guys, if you watched a couple, I think I mentioned it in videos, but I was also talking about it on Twitter whenever they first announced Super Easy A's. I was very pessimistic about them. I was like, there's no way they're going to make these units that have been in the game forever, that like old-time players like me have rainbowed. Like, there's just, like, there's no way they're going to make them, you know, like modernly relevant. They'll probably make them good for like, you know, Battlefield at the best or something like that. You know, I thought that was maybe the ceiling that they would give them, which, you know, being effective in Battlefield is good, but you guys kind of get that sentiment, right, of like, I mean, it's just kind of like they're okay in Battlefield, right? Amond and Raisin don't have any build-up, which is really, really bad. We also can't really get a super attack with them, so we'll grab this for the same type orbs. We'll grab that right there. We could just very possibly be dead right here, but yeah, anyway, I'm very happy with what the Super Easy A's ended up being right here. Now, we are coming up on, I think, another Super Easy A, or one that I would like to see somewhat recently, or somewhat soon here, is, where is he? I assume he's on Planetary Destruction. Yeah, this guy. This guy's Super Easy A, I think, is going to help out First Form FRIEZA a ton. The nice thing about, I can't pull him up, but the nice thing about this FRIEZA right here is that he actually is one of the few, like, old units from this batch right here that do have a defensive effect on super attack. Now, I'm sure they'll consider that whenever they're making the super easy A's, but if they make this guy really good, I mean, that's 2 new options for this FRIEZA's team that are just really good. So anyway, hopefully Kid Buu doesn't just snipe us immediately right here. Very possible that he does, but hopefully he gives us a little bit of a pass here. I'm not really worried about anyone else on the rotation, but yeah, of course, he supers them immediately. Now, this is only going to be for like 1.7, but they're not built up at all, so this is probably going to KO us right here, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, they ate it well considering they had 0 buildup, but there was no one else I could put in slot 1 right there. No matter what, we were relying on dodge, and the friend unit didn't have any dodge in their kit because for some reason they gave them 26 crit, and Baby does have dodge, but I believe it's like after he attacks under 50% HP or something like that, so that obviously we couldn't rely on that right there. That was just bad opening rotation RNG, not being able to get, you know, anybody built up, so we'll go ahead. It looks like we got better opening rotations this time. Well, kinda. Did we get... We got the double leader rotation, didn't we? Alright, I'm gonna pause right here because we've already seen these intros, and I'll come back in just a second. Okay, so here we are. We are back on rotation right here. Now, I think I am going to leave these guys on rotation. They're going to be able to get quite a bit of build-up in slot 1 right there. I guess we'll leave FRIEZA here. I don't really want to leave. I mean, we have all 3 of our slot 1 units on this rotation because, of course, we do. I mean, that's just... That's how the luck goes, you know, is you... That's the problem, right? Is the double leader rotation is really bad with FRIEZA because he's not a slot 1 unit. So we like things like this just get felt a lot harder on a team. You know, you can always kind of gauge how good a team is by how quickly you're able to recover with it. And you know, some teams like this one, it's like, okay, we got this rotation, so pretty much we're just screwed. Whereas we get another rotation, or like we get like the superhero team, right? And superhero is just filled with units that can go in slot 1. So you're pretty easily able to recover to what you're intentionally trying to do. And it just makes life a lot easier, whereas a team like this, it's like, oh crap, we got bad opening rotations. It's probably just a chalked run, and you should just restart. But we're going to give it a go here. We're going to see how things go. We did get a little bit of build-up on Amand and Raisin. Remember that they do build up by dodging. Well, specifically, they build up when guard is activated, so them dodging that last hit right there didn't really affect us at all. We still got the build-up from that, so that'll help out. Harudagarn got some dodges in, which is nice. We'll keep the friend on rotation and we'll float mine just because the friend is going to be better defensively right here. He'll still take a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be like, you know, run ending or anything like that. And we'll have mine sit in slot 3 and eat the super attack. He should be okay. This Kid Buu hits for about 2 million. It'll depend on how many additionals that we get, but I'm pretty confident that we should be able to eat the super attack well. Worst case scenario next turn, I might use a Senzu Bean to heal up just so that we can get more footage of FRIEZA. That's always my problem with attempt limits, is that it's like, okay, you know, I want to try to do this without items so that people can see how these units perform, but if I'm just getting screwed by opening rotations and we're not getting any footage of the unit, well, that doesn't help anybody, because right now we're 13 minutes into the video and we've only seen like 2 rotations of FRIEZA, right? I guess now we're on like our 3rd, but you guys kind of get that sentiment, right? It's like, it's not always about, you know, it's not about winning, but it is about getting footage of the character, and I can't do that if the characters around the main unit keep dying, so you know, I may have to like heal up a little bit. Now I only have Senzu Beans. I try to like avoid just completely using Ghost Ushers unless it's like a very, not special showcase, but like for example my LR Omega Shinron showcase that I did in this fight. You know, I did use Ghost Ushers there just because I had 1 Omega on my friends list, and I didn't really want to record this over several days. Hopefully you guys can understand that. So instead of like doing 1 attempt per day for like a week and compiling the footage, I just used the Ghost Ushers to get out of the first phase, which really, you know, we still were up against the hardest portion of the fight for, you know, 12 turns or whatever, and we got to see several turns of Omega versus Kid Buu, ultimately to come to the conclusion of we're just not doing enough damage, and Kid Buu eventually is just going to catch us. You know, that was the conclusion we came to, right? Is, yeah, Kid Buu can't kill Omega. Like, he can't do it. But we can't kill Kid Buu fast enough before he catches us, so that's kind of what happened there. And I was able to show that because we used Ghost Ushers in the first 2 phases, you know. A lot of YouTubers would have just gone, all right, well, I say a lot of YouTubers, a lot of players in general probably would have just gone, all right, can't get out of the first phase with Omega without using items, so he's trash and we shouldn't even do this, right? Which I definitely understand that sentiment, but what people want to see in these videos is like, all right, you know, how does he actually do in the meat and potatoes of the event? And I was able to show that because we used items to just get out of that first phase where we were at a supreme disadvantage with a lot of our units. Once we were able to get into the Int Kid Buu phase where he can be debuffed and we have all these debuff characters and everybody was safe from normals, you know, because of all the debuffing going on, then it was like, okay, we can make this work, right? But if we had just stayed in the STR phase, we would have just gotten slaughtered every time because GT bosses just doesn't have the units if you can't debuff the boss. If you can debuff the boss, there's a lot of units on GT bosses that can tank normals, and there's a few that have dodge chances to be able to dodge the super attacks, or you have like Omega who can just straight up eat it if it's debuffed. But, you know, if... I think my run ended whenever Baby right here, I think he ate the super attack on one of the turns because Kid Buu decided to super attack in, like, he supered in slot 2 instead of slot 1. Like, every other turn up to that point, he had always supered in slot 1. Omega, maybe there was another instance where he supered in slot 2, but I think Baby had his dodge chance up, and Baby was able to dodge it. But pretty much every other turn up to that point, it had been slot 1 super against Omega, slot 1 super against Omega, because that's what this Kid Buu does. He is always very, very active supering in slot 1, because he does have that 20% super attack chance with a cooldown of 5. So he's pretty much ready to go slot 1 every turn. You know, 20% super attack chance is pretty high. We're used to seeing bosses with like a 8 to 12% chance. So you get somebody with a 20, he's probably going to be super attacking pretty quickly. So yeah, but that's what ended up happening is we got the one turn where he was able to catch us, and because we just, you know, we were in the fight for like 15 turns and we just couldn't do enough damage, because nobody really does damage on GT bosses, and it would just happen to be a turn also where we didn't have the revive up because we were also just like perpetually healing. However that was happening, I can't remember, but okay, we got 3 turns at a Baby right here. I mean, that's fine. We're not doing any damage. The nice thing that Baby did for us right here is he did get rid of the super attack on this turn. Kid Buu supered us on the very first turn of our giant ape, so we were able to cancel that. So that's good. Unfortunately, I believe we have been building up Kid Buu this entire time as well. Every attack that we've done against him, I believe, has been raising his attack up. So that is a bit of an issue. Because now Kid Buu on his first turn is going to be hitting a lot harder than if he, you know, had just started out normally. Normally, your first turn against Kid Buu is a little bit nicer because he's not built up at all. So he's still hitting hard, but it's not as hard as he could. I mean, you can see now he's pretty much already up to 1 million attack stat normals, which is going to be an issue for this team. So I guess let's pop... let me make sure the skips are on real quick. Yeah, they are. So let me pop that just to get the damage in. Well, I guess it's not really going to help us. It's just going to raise Kid Buu's damage as well. Maybe that was foolish. Well, let's heal up anyway. Amand and Raisin, I mean, they've got damage reduction, right? They've got like 30% or something. I mean, we're probably going to... I don't know that we're going to die here, but I'm pretty sure we're about to take a huge amount of damage on this turn. I don't need to get an 18 key with Baby. Well, do I? Do I need to get an 18 key with Baby? No. Okay. So yeah, let's just grab this. And then we'll give all of this AGL key to Golden FRIEZA. Golden FRIEZA still has, what, 70% damage reduction on this turn, I think? So we should be okay with him. Yeah, I mean, and we know we're not getting super attack. That's the nice thing. We know that there is not a super attack on this turn, so we should be able to make it through. But we'll see. Baby is going to debuff right here, which is going to help. That's going to lower the damage that Kid Buu does. And remember that Golden FRIEZA is going to debuff as well. We actually got the double super, so we are raising Kid Buu's attack, but we're also lowering it with our debuffs. So yeah, we're at double digits with Baby. That's really good. Remember that FRIEZA does debuff as well, so we're going to debuff again here. So with the triple debuff going on, I think we're going to be okay. I forget which super attacks FRIEZA like lowers attack on. Oh... Right, because we were under the HP threshold, we weren't able to get the additional super attack guaranteed. But okay, here we go. This is a very interesting turn. No need to transform Hirudegarn, I guess. We can just grab these right here. That's going to heal us. Hirudegarn does have 500k defense here at the start of turn, so we can grab these and heal. That will help us quite a bit. Now, Kid Buu is nerfed right here because, one, he's not fully built up, and two, we're under the HP threshold, so he's missing some of his start of turn stats, so he's not going to be as good as he could be right here. But remember that FRIEZA is going to debuff, and we do a Big Bad Boss is activated. He has type advantage. As long as Kid Buu doesn't immediately eat a super attack, I think we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and grab these. And then we just need to make sure that we get a super attack with Kid Buu. So we'll grab those right there. And let's see what happens. You know, this is going to be good. This is the rainbowed friend FRIEZA right here. So we'll see how he does in the middle slot. Hopefully, he gets to eat the super attack. I don't know how hard it's going to hit us, especially if we're going to get normals like that. Okay, get supers, please. I need the super attacks. The super attacks, we need that lowering attack, FRIEZA. We need that. It also gives us defense. Kid Buu's like hitting for like 4 million now, buddy. We do need, yeah, this is going to kill us. If we had gotten the 4 super attacks right there, we would have been fine, but because we kind of jobbed out and got the normals there, yeah, we die. I mean, I don't even know. Even if we had quad supered, well, maybe we could have survived with the quad. But, I mean, that was still good to see, just, like, how much defense FRIEZA gets to on that turn. All right, hopefully we get better opening rotations right here. Let's see. Oh, no, we got the double leader rotation again. Okay. Cool, dude. We love that. We love that, right? All right. At least our slot 1 units are kind of split out this time, so that's good. I don't know who we're going to have. We do have FRIEZA next turn who can eat the super attack. That's a lot of attacks in slot 1. We'll put them there again so that they can get built up. We'll leave this FRIEZA on rotation, and then we'll float off mine. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut right here just because we know that we're pretty much going to survive to the int phase, and this video is getting kind of long as it is. So I'm going to cut right here. We'll come back at the int phase, and we'll see how things are going then. All right, so Hirudegarn didn't dodge an attack. Just one, but he took 300k damage from it, and now we have baby. We're basically in like the exact same boat we were last time. So yeah, at least this time we do have FRIEZA here, but I'm gonna cut through the giant transformation again. So just you know, if you come back and like Kid Buu's missing HP, I just wanted you guys to have context behind what happened here, and that, you know, Hirudegarn did his classic eat 300k from a normal, and here we are. Luckily we dodged the super. Very interesting, baby. But yeah, so anywho, we got the giant transformation. I'm sure you guys don't want to see this again, so we're gonna cut through this again. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, and we're back, guys. We did actually get another 3-turn transformation with baby here. So now this is a predicament that I don't really want to be in. We know that there's not a super attack. I tried to group up these AGL orbs for us to use here, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to pop a Senzu Bean again just so that we can get footage of FRIEZA here. Now, I would like to give these to FRIEZA, I really would, but I'm going to have to give them to Amand and Raisin because they do need the super attack. They do, I believe, they get defense on super attack, right? Yeah, they get that 1-turn defensive raise. They're going to need that. They are built up a little bit more this time, but still, I mean, they do have guard, 30% damage reduction. But, you know, I mean, we kind of are already familiar with their game at this point. So let's grab these. And then what do we want to grab for baby? I mean, we don't need the 18 key for him. We already established that. So it's just about grouping up orbs for next turn. So I guess we'll grab those and kind of get those AGL orbs together over there. All right, don't die. 83k. That's not great, but after they super attack, they should be fine. We can't do damage to Kid Buu with them, but that's okay. All right, remember, no super attack on this turn because we did break it. We're not break it, but we already burned the action with the giant transformation. I don't know if you guys got to actually see that or not, but yeah, he did super us immediately. I mean, this guy pretty much almost always super attacks slot 1, turn 1 every time. I mean, that's just I'm familiar with Kid Buu at this point. If he's not immediately supering, consider me very surprised. We're at double digits, though. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay. Okay, baby. Very good, man. We take those. Now, we do need Harudegarn to... Oh! I'm going to go ahead and transform Harudegarn here. Just because there's no point in keeping him not transformed here. We can just go ahead. Get the extra dodge chance, basically. Yeah, let's just do this. We'll put him in slot 1. This is the smart play. Let's grab those. We will grab... We need... Ooh. Are we going to be able to get Kid Buu a super attack? Yes. We can grab these, and then the Int Orb should group. No, they don't. Shoot, man. Trying to decide if it's worth resetting, because he needs to super attack. It's non-negotiable. He gets 250% when performing a super. Well, the cord cut out anyway. Yeah, let me reset, and let's see if we can get Kid Buu 4 orbs. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we need to try. Okay, we're back. Again, we gotta really try to get Kid Buu 4 orbs here. I'm just not seeing a path to it, because this will group up the Int Orbs. I don't think we can do it. We just, yeah. Well, wait, hang on. Let's grab these. There we go. Whoo! Listen, don't ever let anyone tell you that this is just a bubble-popping minigame, all right? You gotta have skill. You gotta have thought, you know? All right, Harudegarn, buddy. Full dodge build on Harudegarn, by the way. 70% dodge chance. He gets more dodge every time he dodges, too. These super attacks don't really do anything other than damage. At least they are doing damage, though. We do need to damage Kid Buu. That is very important. All right, there's a normal. That's fine. Just give me the dodges. Okay, that's fine, but dodge, please. Dodge this one? Thank you. Okay, listen. I can handle the normals. We dodged the important one. Okay, I don't really like that we didn't dodge the other two. Because now we're not going to have our turn of guaranteed dodging. Remember that after Harudegarn does 3 dodges, on the next turn, he does get guaranteed. So us only dodging 2 of those 4 attacks right there, very unlucky, by the way, is bad. Now, FRIEZA's doing some real damage right here, 15 million, and he is debuffing on all of these as well. He is, you know, he's buffing, but he's also debuffing at the same time, so... that was pretty good. That was a good turn from FRIEZA. Kid Buu's going to do a little bit of damage right there. He is type advantage. We did get the additional, too. Super easy A Kid Buu is really good for this fight. Nice. All right, now we can drop the active skill. So let's go ahead and play this. Okay, very good, very good. That does... Oh, that does get us the attack break. We have to really hope... We have to hope that broke the super attack. It's either that or we have to dodge it. Now, what do I have as these guys for dodge? They're not rainbow. They are 90%. We have 30 dodge, so we have basically a 30... well, straight up, we have a 30% chance to dodge the super. We could have broke it. That is possible. FRIEZA's at 900k defense right here because he does get his on super attack defense. Whenever you use his active skill, that activates the 150% in his passive, so that's why his defense is higher than normal. I would put him in slot 1, but, I mean, that's just like a death sentence. And this is the friend, by the way, who doesn't have any dodge. So, yeah, I mean, that'd just be a guaranteed death if we put him in slot 1. So, let's keep these guys in slot 1. They're not going to be able to get a super attack off, but, I mean, it's not going to matter if they eat the super attack anyway. So, let's see what happens. We're either going to win here or we're going to lose here. I mean, and it's all dependent on what happens in slot 1. And there's... Dude, are you kidding me? Alright. Let me know what you guys think.